Hello, today's video we have the following content.
The investor of Operation Jiaolong is angry and reveals that Xiao Zhan's fans slandered the movie and disrupted the Spring Festival. Operation Jiaolong was smeared by Xiao Zhan's fans, and the low dub score caused controversy. Bona Film Group president Jiaolong angrily criticized the bad reviews. After the fans realigned, the reputation reversed, but the score did not improve. The article calls for the creation of a healthy online environment, and movies should not be kidnapped by the emotions of a few people. The Spring Festival is the battlefield of the film industry. When we old Beijingers mention this battle, our hearts become lively. This year's protagonists are not only those exciting blockbusters, but also an additional layer of fan circle secret war. A submarine war film called Operation Jiaolong was originally a masterpiece that many fans were looking forward to, but it was smeared by Xiao Zhan's fans, and the dub score fell directly to the floor. Oh, everyone should pay attention. This is not just a simple score issue, there are many tricks behind it. Jiaolong, the president of Bona Film Group, was so angry that he slammed the table. He posted several explosive messages in his circle of friends, pointing directly at the so-called black water of those malicious one-star bad reviews. I heard that he also mentioned unknown, saying that the bad reviews of those trolls were frightening and completely disregarded the quality of the film. It can be seen that even the big guys can't stand it, so how should we ordinary audiences look at it? Having said that, this fan circle culture is really a ridiculous thing. You see, Operation Jiaolong is obviously a good movie that has tried its best. The director also spent a lot of money to shoot in the deep sea for realism. As a result, on dubbing, it was hit by a war of words, as if someone was specifically shooting black guns. People can't help but ask, what is the essence of watching movies? Originally, fans should support their idols, but it turned into mutual attacks, which is simply speechless. Recently, a screenshot was swiped on dubbing. Looking closely at the comments, it is really jaw-dropping. Xiao Zhan's fans gave their idol's works 5-star praise, and all other films were 1-star, which made people think, what kind of operation is this? I was chatting with my cousin, and he said, "You said this is not watching a movie, it's just fighting a war." As soon as this was said, the friends around nodded one after another, and it seemed that everyone knew what was going on. Speaking of this, the mentality of the audience is really fickle. A few weeks ago, everyone was looking forward to Operation Jiaolong, but now the low score on dubbing has made many people hesitate, and some fans even said they didn't want to go to the cinema to support it. As a result, a week later, the word of mouth reversed. You see, the original bad reviews were overturned by some viewers, and everyone flocked to the cinema to support this underestimated good film. It's really surprising, the dramatic reversal seems to have returned to the passionate scene. But what makes people laugh and cry is that although the fans have realigned themselves, the dub score has not improved. Jiaolong was so angry that he shouted never withdraw the schedule, and this momentum is very similar to the small shops in Beijing's alleys that are not afraid of wind and rain. It's really admirable. However, this rating battle also makes people reflect, who should decide our viewing standards? Perhaps all this reminds us that movies should not be kidnapped by the emotions of a few people. It is a collective art, and it is also the result of the hard work of each creator. The storm of fan circle culture makes people feel helpless, but it also allows us to see the power of the audience. As my old friend said, don't let these meaningless disputes affect our mood for enjoying movies. It seems that the road to the future of movies is long and arduous. After I finish writing this article, everyone will think about whether our movie-watching experience can return to the original purity. The film industry is like a martial arts world full of opportunities and challenges. Every new film is like a fierce competition. The Spring Festival period, as the golden period of the film industry, is a critical moment for major films to compete for the box office peak. After Xiao Zhan's fans learned that he starred in the movie The Legend of the Condor Heroes, The Greatest Hero, they were ready to fully support it, hoping that it would become the box office champion of the Spring Festival. But the result was unexpected. The film was not as popular as expected in the fierce competition, but fell into a double dilemma of box office and word of mouth. The competition in the Spring Festival movie market is fierce, and each film has tried its best to grab the audience. However, The Legend of the Condor Heroes, The Greatest Hero did not take the lead in this competition. After its release, the number of viewers was far lower than expected, and its popularity was not as good as other films in the same period. The number of screenings in the cinema is affected by the popularity of the film. Because the film is not popular, many cinemas have very limited screenings, which seems to be very small among many films. Originally, everyone thought that this movie would be labeled as a bad movie under the double blow of word of mouth and box office, and then end quietly. But screenwriter Wong Hailin stepped forward and blamed the failure of the film on capital. He hinted that director Sui Hark was not willing to choose Xiao Zhan as the leading actor, but was forced to make such a choice by capital. This remark immediately set off a big discussion and controversy on the internet. So, is the fact really as he said? Repeating the same mistakes and challenging the classic failure, this year's Spring Festival's hottest film is undoubtedly Nezhe, The Devil Boy Conquers the Dragon King. This domestic animation has won the love of the audience with its rich content and attractive story, and has become a dark horse at the box office. When the audience watched the movie, it felt like entering a world full of fantasy and cultural atmosphere. From the picture to the story, every detail highlights the rise of Chinese animation. By the time of writing this article, its box office has reached 3.5 billion, far exceeding Tang Detective 1900, and is clearly ahead of other movies in the same period. Among many popular movies, The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero starring Xiao Zhan, is facing difficulties. This did not happen suddenly. As early as the beginning of the casting, it aroused many people's doubts. When everyone heard that the leading actors were Zhuang Dafei and Xiao Zhan, many people were confused. In everyone's eyes, these two actors are more like popular stars, and choosing them as the protagonists of the remake of Jin Yong's classic works puzzled many people. Some viewers even said that doing so may have buried hidden dangers for the poor box office of the movie. It is often difficult to remake classic works. A Dream of Red Mansions, Golden Jade Marriage directed by Hu Mei is a proof. After the movie was broadcast, both the casting and the performance of the actors were criticized by the audience. Many people feel that the movie did not reflect the charm and core of the original work, and it was difficult to resonate. After the failure of this movie, many directors felt that it was too difficult to remake the classics, and some even gave up trying. But Sui Hark accepted this challenge and now faces difficulties. Xiao Zhan encountered a lot of setbacks. Before filming this movie, he had many fans, was very popular in the entertainment industry, and was regarded as a top actor by many people. It may be because of the support of fans that he decided to enter the film industry, hoping to become a hit. Before the movie was released, because of Xiao Zhan's fame and the reputation of director Sui Hark, it did attract many people, and everyone had great expectations for the movie. But after the movie was released, the audience's expectations were slowly shattered. The audience was disappointed with the failure of both the plot and special effects. When watching the movie The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, the audience soon discovered some problems. Many plots in the movie have been changed, and the original coherent story has become very messy and difficult to understand. The plot is not coherent and the logic is unclear. It is like a random patchwork of fragments, which makes it impossible to really immerse yourself in the story. During the Spring Festival, movie tickets are high. The audience spent a lot of money to go to the theater to enjoy a good movie, but this movie disappointed them. The audience was dissatisfied after spending dozens of yuan to watch a bad movie that was difficult to endure. The internet is full of criticisms and complaints. Many people asked for a refund and felt that the money was wasted. One audience said, "I have watched movies for so many years, and this is the only one that made me leave after watching for dozens of minutes." The movie reviews became worse, and the box office also dropped. The theater therefore reduced the number of screenings of the film. Xiao Zhan's fans noticed that the number of screenings was greatly reduced, with the lowest dropping to 11.5%. They felt that it was unfair to treat the film in this way, so some fans drove to the county town to watch the movie even in remote areas, hoping to support Xiao Zhan. However, these efforts seemed to have little effect. The day after the movie was released, the ratio of screenings to box office dropped directly to the lowest, which made Xiao Zhan and Sui Hark feel very embarrassed. For a movie to be truly popular, it is important to attract ordinary audiences. Although fans can help increase the box office, it is not enough to make the movie popular for a long time. Now, many viewers are dissatisfied with director Sui Hark. Because Xiao Zhan is only responsible for playing the role well and has no decision-making power on how the plot develops. The direction of the story of this movie made the audience not very satisfied, and many people felt that this was a mistake made by the director when filming the movie. When promoting the movie, the feelings of family and country were used to attract the audience, and they wanted to arouse everyone's emotional connection. The magnificent scenes and profound themes shown in the trailer made people look forward to the movie. But when the audience entered the cinema, they found that the so-called feelings of family and country were just a cover, and there was not much actual content. Moreover, as a martial arts film, there should be many exciting fighting scenes, but there are very few action scenes in the movie. The action scenes in the entire movie are almost entirely based on special effects, especially the important fight scene at the end, where thousands of troops are motionless, and only Yu Yangfeng and Guojing are fighting. Such a scene is too far from the real battlefield, which disappointed the audience. Everyone began to question whether the current martial arts films can only rely on emotions to deceive the audience. Opinions in the industry are divided, and the controversy continues to escalate. The film was fiercely criticized by the audience, and marketing bloggers also joined the heated discussion. Wang Dafa severely criticized Sui Hark in the live broadcast, pointing out that making this film may damage Sui Hark's reputation and believed that the quality of the film was extremely poor. When everyone began to question Sui Hark's directing skills, the well-known screenwriter Wang Hailin stepped forward to defend Sui Hark. On February 1, Wang Hailin responded with the accusations against Sui Hark on the internet. He emphasized that Sui Hark cannot be blamed just because the movie did not perform well at the box office. Wang Hailin pointed out that Sui Hark has many excellent works in the past, proving that he has strong directing ability. In his opinion, the failure of the movie to become a classic is mainly because the performance of the actors selected was not satisfactory. He also indirectly criticized that if excellent actors were allowed to join, the movie might become a classic, but if the wrong actors were used, failure was inevitable. Although Wang Hailin did not mention Xiao Zhan by name, everyone could guess that he was alluding to him. After seeing this, Xiao Zhan's fans immediately expressed strong dissatisfaction in the comment section. They felt that if Xiao Zhan was not famous enough or not capable enough from the beginning, he should not have been allowed to act in this movie. Now that the movie is not successful, the responsibility is put on the actor. This way of shirking responsibility is really unreasonable. Didn't Sui Hark say before that inviting Xiao Zhan was a recognition of his image and ability? As a result, when Xiao Zhan came, the movie was not good. This change is difficult for fans to accept.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.